So very good morning, one and all. This is Kanan Shahidi, and you are watching Empowering Morning Conversations with Sukhdeepak Malwai. And every morning, India time, 7 a.m., Dubai time, 5:30 a.m., and Sabino has joined from Argentina. I don't know what is the time there, but wherever you are, whatsoever parts of the world, and if you're watching this on YouTube, welcome to Empowering Morning Conversations. And we are going to have another session today. Sukhdeepak Malwai, our mentor, is not here today at this moment, but he'll be joining us. If not, he'll be with us tomorrow. So today is session number 617, 21st December 2022. And we are going to discuss something about habits. As you can see on the screen, it's mind habits. And yesterday we had a great session from one of the experts of the mind. As he joined today, Guru Nandan Singh, he is here with us. So thank you so much, Guru Nandan ji, for joining. And we are going to talk more about mind. We are going to talk about habits. So are you with me? Give me thumbs up. Very good. And I can see many not on the camera. So it doesn't matter. I think Shanti ma'am wants to say something. Shanti ma'am, please go ahead.
Good morning, sir. But the thing is, like, instead of thumbs up, I just raised the hand.
Oh, very good, very good.
You continue,
Yeah.
sir.
Thank you so much. So what I'm observing right now, wherever you are, if you are on camera, or if you're not on camera, and if you are sitting, and in whatsoever way you are participating at this moment to Empowering Morning Conversations with Sukhdeepak Malwai, you are doing because of your habit. If you look the way you are sitting, if you observe wherever your hands are, if you see how you have folded your legs, it's all part of the habit.
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't observe, but if you think you know what exactly are the habits. Now, before I start the real conversation, may I request you all, if you are on camera or if you are not, put in the chat box, write any sentence where you use the word habit. Or in other words, speak any sentence where in your day-to-day activity, you use the word habit. So give me a sentence. Either you can shout out or you can write in the chat box. Let me open the chat box. Come on, let's do that. I need to know how do we use this word habit? And this will help us to explore more what exactly these habits are. And in case any habits which we don't like, how can we change? So if Sabino can understand this conversations, I request him to create a sentence where you use the word habit. I can see on the screen, we are driven by habits. Okay. Thank you, Shanti ma'am. Anyone can write in the chat box. You can shout out as well. If you want to raise your hand and share. Drinking morning coffee is one of my habits. I don't want to change. Okay. This is from Vetri. Priya Gupta says, I have the habit of procrastinating till the last moment where I can no more procrastinate. Okay. Write a sentence with a word habit is from Rama. Okay.
I have a habit of getting up in the morning at 5 o'clock.
You have the habit of getting up morning at 5 o'clock from Hasina ma'am. Thank you so much. Yes, Shanti ma'am, you can write or you can shout out. You have written, we are driven by habits. Thank you.
Most of
Sabino says, yeah, go ahead.
most of our activities are habits, so it's better to build habits. And there is one thing called habit stacking, where you can put your habits one after the other, so it is easy to follow.
Easy to follow. Okay, got it. Thank you, ma'am. Sabino has written a long message. Let me read quickly for you all. He writes, I was always wondering how to change my habit, but I also realized that it is a dilemma in my life because I could not fully adapt to the demands of the socio-economic world of the work, and I was left between laziness and social demand on unresolved dilemma in my life. So I'll just take his first sentence. He says, I was always wondering how to change my habit. Okay, thank you, Sabino. Anyone else? Niti says, habits exist and new habits can always be developed to replace old and non-fruitful habits. I have been trying to change my habits. Okay. Habits build our character. Wonderful. So thank you so much, friends, for your active participation.
But I don't change. Renji,
Yeah, Premji.
I don't change the habit. I daily attend the EMC 7 a.m. daily. My habits.
Okay, very good. And K Reddy says habit is an action of our daily routine cultivated over a period. It can be transformed by practice. Very good. Now, from all these statements, friends, what I want to bring into the notice of you all that, and if you go through this chat box later on, or at this moment also we can do that, habit is always associated with time. So it must have started somewhere and then it's going on. And habit also has some outcome. Am I right? Also, if you see procrastination, building the character, cultivating something to transform, and doing it regularly, it is also associated with the convenience, easiness. And also, if I see some of the sentences, it is associated with the repetition. It gets repeated. And also I can see here, write a sentence with the word habit, which Rama has written. It's just sake of convenience. We are driven by habits. So if you look, habit always has some time it had started. It is associated with the convenience, easiness, repetition, no efforts, happening spontaneously without enough efforts. And also, if you see the word procrastination, it is associated with the comfort zone. And also I can see one of the sentence, I have the habit of procrastinating. And where is that? Habit exists, new can be formed. Habit is an action of daily routine, cultivated over a period of time, can be transformed by practice. So practice also comes into the picture. Comfort zone is there. And also less energy. And something where you feel comfortable. Do you all agree with me? Give me just thumbs up or say yes.
Yes.
So if you notice, the way we know the habit is more about repetition. It has a time, it is a convenience, easy, no efforts, less energy, comfort zone, and repetition. So anything we do without putting more energy or extra energy repeatedly, it is our habit. And one of the important thing which I have noticed here is what Gurunandan sir has mentioned here. We become, habits build our character. So we become someone or something or anything which we keep on doing repeatedly create something, and that becomes our reality. And that's what it reminds me, the quotation that first we build our habits or we create our habits, and then our habits create us. Now, let me ask you another important point. So till now, I believe we have the knowing of habits. It's something comfortable, easy, without effort, convenient, no extra efforts, repeated, it has a time. Am I right?
Yes,
Now,
yes.
another word which we use very commonly, nature. Sometimes I say people that is his nature. So can you use this word, or can anyone let me know what is the difference between if you say that is his nature? Let me ask someone like Niti ma'am. If you have used this word anytime, can you
Yes.
give an example that when exactly you had used this word nature?
Sir, now that you bring it up, I realize how closely we interchange habit and nature. But yes, you know, nature is a term that I've used to describe a person's
Personality.
approach or way of doing things or way of interacting. And I've never really questioned whether it is developed out of a habit or it is developed out of nature. Now that you point out, I feel nature is something different from habit, but it is presented very similar,
Yeah.
or
Thank you,
it is
ma'am.
perceived very similar, I would say.
Yeah. Thank you so much. So this is what, when I was reflecting upon my habits, and when I was reflecting upon the people around me, or to whomsoever I interact, and I was reflecting upon that where exactly I use this word habit, and I realized that I also use the word nature. So when I say, and I'm sure as right now Niti ma'am is getting that realization that it's very close. So whenever you are observing other individual, and if you use this word that the person's nature is like this, or he is like that, or his character is like that, then we have a fixed point of view about that person, and then we just close it that, oh, his nature is like this, there's no chance of further improvement. Now it's done deal, that is his nature. Or to whomsoever we associate with a certain aspects of the behavior of the personality, we just close it, we just block it, that is his nature, finished. But when we talk about habit, we have the perception that it can be changed,
Change.
it can be, and as I see in the some of the statements, can be transformed. If there are old habits, it can be changed to the new positive habits. So that's the distinction I wanted to bring out to you all at this moment. Because if we are talking something about, we need to know what exactly is our knowing about that specific thing, so that we deep dive and take some action, the real action. Then only we can get some benefits. So let me help you to welcome and say good morning to Subdeepak Malwai, sir. He is with us on camera. So very good morning, sir. Few words from you.
Good morning. Good morning. Well, I'm enjoying the session and makes a lot of sense. I love this distinction because the only thing we see when we look at other people, is their habit being played out? The behavior mostly is their habitual behavior, right? And what you're saying is, and I agree with that fully, is that we label them and say that that's their nature. You know, it's like a dog's nature is to bark, you know. So we say, okay, this fellow's nature is like this. And then we see him as an object which can never change. This is what you have been saying, right? And if we
Right,
could
sir.
just see that here is a habitual being and we can help him to change his habits if we want to, right? Then he's not a fixed object. So that's beautiful. Thank you very much for bringing out that distinction.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for joining in, and we are missing you, but stay safe wherever you are. Enjoy the weather, enjoy your company of your friends, and keep on sending us blessings and positive energy. So thank you so much. Let's move forward, friends. I believe we have some clarity about what exactly are habits. And as I was talking to you, right now, just observe wherever you're sitting. Just right now, you observe where exactly your hands are. And of course, you can't show your legs on camera, but if you see your legs, the way you must have folded it or kept it somewhere, you will find a pattern. And you keep on, or we all keep on doing certain things in a consistently in the similar manner. And that's the reflection of our habit of doing certain things or being in a certain way. And other important thing, which also came into the discussion right now, I'm reminding is that habits we do unconsciously, while anything, when we do consciously, we need more energy. But our habits, and yesterday when Guru Nandan Singh sir was explaining the hand, the fingers, the thumb and the little finger exercise, we struggle a lot because this was not the habit. But with the practice, when we did something interchanging, we learned that it can be done. But when if you recollect when Guru Nandan Singh was teaching us this, and when you were doing consciously, we were putting more energy, we were putting more efforts.
Right.
We were forced to think, and it was a bit uncomfortable, isn't it?
Yes.
So the point which we need to observe, understand, and be consciously aware that anything, if we are doing without efforts, easy way, without extra energy, it's our habit. But if consciously we are thinking, taking action, putting some efforts, feeling discomfort, then that is not habit. It starts like that, but gradually we improve upon. Now, let me ask you something else. Anyone, I'm sure that you all must have learned how to drive bicycle or motorbike. Anyone would like to share? Let me ask who is on the camera. Premji, do you remember, sir, when you learned first time how to ride bicycle or motorbike?
In 5th class.
5th class. Do you
Motorbike, yeah,
recollect? I'm sure you will recollect that you might have fallen first time.
Yeah, first time bike named Java motorcycle. I know.
Yeah.
तब
So-
मैं स्टैंड पे भी खड़ा कर सकता था, पीछे दोस्त को करता पीछे खड़ा खींचने के लिए.
And after that, sir,
Pura
how
city mein
exactly
round
you
lagata.
felt? Yeah. Once you learned, how convenient it was.
Yes, try to then comfortable.
Yeah. So I'm sure that you all, and even if I ask Rashmi ji, she must be driving car, or we all, whosoever drives the car. When we learn first time the driving, we must be very conscious. Oh, what will happen? I remember when I started my driving skills, and I I used to hold the wheel very tightly
Tight.
and without moving my head. Just I used to see something like this. So when we start something, we are more conscious. Now I can drive my car just with the finger. Without, I can very freely, comfortably, I can look here, there, talk, and then I can drive. So the point what I wanted to highlight here is that anything, if we are doing comfortably, without any efforts, easy, that's the habit. But when we are putting efforts, when you are thinking, when you are consciously aware, that's not the habit. Now, let me ask you one more thing, friends, and I'll start with the Vetri, that if you reflect your activities yesterday or day before yesterday, or your daily activities, daily routine, can you tell me how many percentage of your activities every day are the habits? Vetri, would you like to help me to understand this?
Kuneji, amazing session, great question. I remember it could be more than 70%, not
Okay.
everything I'm doing it consciously. More than 70% it
More than
goes
70%.
unconscious.
Thank you so much. Let me ask Rashmi ji. Rashmi ma'am, if you would like to share how many percentage of your daily routine activities you do as per your habits?
I would say about over 90%.
Over 90%. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Shanti ma'am wants to say something. Shanti ma'am, please tell me.
95%. I agree with Rashmi ji, more than 90%.
More than 90%. Now, why I am trying to discuss here is basically what I have realized, and we need to discuss with Sukhdeepak sir maybe tomorrow anytime, that if you observe, and this is how the brain has been designed. The other day we were talking about conscious and subconscious mind. The brain has been designed to be more in the subconscious mind so that we don't use more energy. And experts says that if from early morning till we go to the bed, if we do everything consciously, we will collapse, because the conscious mind doesn't have that much power. Subconscious mind, the creator has designed in such a way that we have to use that subconscious mind. Otherwise, we just can't use our energy. That's the reason we say that some say subconscious is 95%, conscious is 5%. I think it's just, but understanding is that majority of our thought process, activities, whatsoever we do, it is done through subconscious mind. Very few percentage we do consciously. Just observe today, from morning till we go to the bed, understand how much we are doing through conscious mind or how much through subconscious mind. Okay. So the point what I wanted to highlight here, friends, is that habits are there. We create our habits, and it all happens in the first 6 years, 1 to 6 years of the age. And even some experts says that it starts when we are in our mother's womb. I don't know about the details, but it happened very early stage of our life. But experts also says that there is a possibility, there are tools to convert certain habits into new habits. And very easy example yesterday, Gurunandan Singh sir had given, how you can memorize the objects, the 10 objects. We were not aware, but with the practice, when he gave us the secret words, and when we practiced, later on I was discussing with my children as well, I learned something new. Now, whatsoever habits we do have, if we keep on practicing, it remains as is. But when we change, if we take new action and then we do it repeatedly, then it gets converted into the new way of thinking and doing. Why? Because the neuroscientists, experts, they say that if we do certain activity, it creates a neural path in our brain. And when we keep on doing, that neural path becomes stronger. But when we start something new, then the new neural path gets created. And if we continuously, repeatedly do that action, and if that neural path becomes stronger than the previous path, then it can be changed. And that's how the nature of brain is like plastic. It's a plasticized. So you can create, you can change, you can form into the new things. So the point which is coming into the discussion is, and I see many people still behind camera, it's because of your habits. Every morning, and I remember very clearly, Niti ma'am, when long back, I don't know what was the episode, when, and you all can remember your first participation of EMC. When exactly you had participated first time EMC? You must have the difficulties, discomfort, but now Hasina ma'am says that she loves, that has become her habit to join exactly at 7 a.m. But if she remembers initially, Hasina ma'am, would you like to share something? What was your initial experiences when you used to join EMC, and now how do you feel when you want to join EMC?
Yes, initially I was not very sure whether I would be able to keep up with it. But when I continued, it became a habit and I can never do without listening to EMC.
Yeah. So the point, what I wanted to highlight here is that initially, when you want to create something, you will feel discomfort. You will have more energy to be used.
Yes.
But if you keep on doing consistently, it becomes your habit. And other important thing about anything what we do in habitual way, you improve your efficiency. You improve the quality of the work. You feel good. Now, Hasina ma'am, when she joins EMC, exactly on time, she must be doing writing or whatsoever it is, and she is happy. And with you all, I believe, when you must have started interacting with Sukhdeepak Malwai in the EMC early morning, getting up is a big challenge. But with the time, by doing consistently, you improved your way of joining and being present in empowering morning conversations with Sukhdeepak Malwai. Now, let me ask you another important thing. If you have paper and pen, write your name by your right hand if you are using everything through by your right hand. Write your name on a paper by your right hand. And if you have, Prem ji, pen paper hai to zara apna naam likhiye sir paper pe. And those behind the camera, if you have the paper and pen, just do this exercise to understand what are the challenges. I think Sabino has written some text I will read later. How do you something without effort? For example, getting up early, study English. Okay. Sabino, I will give you some trick for your question. Now, if you write your name by your right hand.
Yes.
Now, write your name with your left hand. Or try to write your name by your left hand. You will see you are struggling. You will see the quality of your name. You will see the letters. What you can write by your right hand is not there. Now, this is a similar example which Guru Nandan Singh sir was explaining yesterday before in one other session, that if you are doing something habitually, it is very comfortable, easy.
Right.
But when you are changing, doing in other ways, it is a bit difficult. You need efforts. But also let me tell you, my friends, I had seen long back a video where one gentleman, he was using both his hand, right and left, and writing the same text identically. He might have developed the habit. The point what I wanted to bring here is that with practice, we can develop new habits, whatsoever we want to develop or change. Now, coming back to Sabino, your question, I'll take quickly, then I will share some of the slides what I have. Sabino writes how to do something without effort. For example, getting up early or studying English or taking a new hours of work. Now, Sabino, if you can understand my English, if my pronunciation is good, and if you're translating, then let me tell you that if you want to get up early in the morning and because of your habit, you're not doing it, from tomorrow morning, start keeping some currency note next to your bed. Now, just let me show something currency note. Now, for example, this, if you have dollar, keep dollar with you next to your bed and tell yourself that, Sabino, I will get up, for example, 5 a.m. in the morning. And if I don't get up, I will just tear this currency. I will tear this note whatsoever I have. Just if you don't get up on time, just when you get up, if you get up, good. If not, just tear it. And I challenge you, if you do it once or twice, the third day, you will get up not exactly on the time, but before that time. Now, why I am telling you this, I have personally experienced the way our mind works with two important things: pain and pleasure. Pain and pleasure. Now, when you are doing something habitually without any efforts, you're not having any pain. You're having a comfort zone, pleasure. But when you want to really come out, tell your brain that you are going to get a pain. So as soon as it gets a message that, oh, it's going to be painful, then it starts working. That's why experts say that if you really want to change your habit, create a pain. Now, let me give you another example. If you have your mobile and it is putting next to you where you can just grab it and use it. But if you want to get rid of your habit of using mobile consistently, keep it away or put in a box and then put that box in the bigger box and then that bigger box somewhere in the Almira or somewhere else. Now, whenever you will have the urge of using your mobile, your brain will tell you that, oh, Conan, you have to go there, you have to open the box, you have to do this, you have to do that. Just leave it. Why you are putting yourself in pain? So if you really want to change something, make it difficult. If you make your habit difficult, painful, then only you can get rid of those things which you want to get rid of. Now, many people, they come every morning here, they have the interaction with Sukhdeepak Malwai, but they feel comfortable by being behind the camera, not coming on camera, because they feel comfortable. They feel it is easy. I can listen while sleeping. But friends, the quality, the efficiency, the real takeaways from these kind of conversations with experts like Sukhdeepak Malwai, believe me, you'll be getting only when you have the habits of attending these kind of sessions, coming on camera, by being alert. If you are really serious, you should have paper and pen with you. What are you going to get it from these conversations? If not, this is just our habit of being in the comfort zone. But if you really want to change your habit, start with this at least. When you come to empowering morning conversation, come prepared, have paper, pen, whatsoever it is, come on camera, attend seriously, interact, ask questions. Then only you can bring quality in your this activity of 1 hour, whatsoever you are spending with the expert like Sudeepak Malwai. So now coming back to another important point which I want to share. And before that, is there any question from anyone? By the way, Gautam Badraji, welcome.
Yes, sir.
Any question?
Yes, sir. That is a very good session. And nature, it is a inborn. Sometimes I feel there's a nature is inborn, and it is a family, society also influence on nature. But habit, you are rightly told, it is a practice, and that come to a habit like that.
Right, sir. No, I did some understanding on this nature and habit, and experts says, Gautam ji, that we as a human being, we carry certain things in our genes, DNA. It is scientific evidences, and genetically we do have similarities from our parents or the grandparents. That's the reality. But that influence is just 20 to 25%. Now, the latest research of epigenetics done, they say that, gentlemen, with your thoughts, you can even create your genes, and in genes, there is a part known as telomeres, and that telomeres can be changed because of the positive thoughts. You can change the telomeres length. Researches are going on. So what I have learned is that if you are positive, if you have the habit of being happy, if you have the habit of certain things, then yes, genes or genetics, nature will influence you in certain ways. But if you're committed to do something, as Sudeepak Malwai always mentioned, that the first thing is that you have to have the commitment of doing something new or making a change in that. So I wanted to share my slides, but before that, let's ask Niti ji. Niti ma'am, please go ahead.
Ji, sir. You painted a very comfortable picture of our habits. It is like, sitting on a cotton wool. But then when the next person does not respect our habits or does not give us the allowance to live our habits, then all the problem begins. How can we train our minds to kind of not be so rigid with our habits, and our habits have to be also in allowance of people around us? How do we, what is your suggestion? How do we encounter that? किसी की हैबिट को आप तोड़ने जाएं या किसी की हैबिट को आप नजरअंदाज कर दें तो वहीं पर सारे कांड चालू हो जाते हैं, झगड़े चालू हो जाते हैं. तो उसको कैसे हैंडल करें?
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. It's a good question. I am also struggling with this. My answer is, you cannot change habits of other person just by telling. You can inspire the other person. When someone is really inspired by your personality, they really value yourself, then he or she will accept you as an individual by observing, and will take certain self-responsibility by taking action with the commitment of realization and then changing the habits. I will explain you this in my slide, but in short, just by telling someone or just by expecting someone will change by looking at me or should change, as Sudeepak Malwai always say, that unrealistic. That is one of the biggest interferers. Unrealistic expectation. or without any communicating that I do expect you to do this, it is very challenging. We can inspire others so that he or she can get the self-realization of that feeling that, yes, I have to do. Then it is possible. I'll touch upon on this in my slide when I share. And let me share my slides so that we can have some fun as well. And where is this? Here. Just give me thumbs up if you can see my screen. Give me thumbs up.
Yeah, it's very colorful. Awesome.
Okay. So mind habits. And now let me, I would like your attention on this slide. This will further help to know how exactly we become or we get trapped into our habit. Now, if you see in the center is the craving. So as a human being, we all have the emotions. Always experts say there are 70+ thousand thoughts, a stream of thoughts, every moment is there. So you will have, or we all have some sort of craving. Now, when you have the craving, you look around yourself, wherever you are, your environment. Okay. And then through that environment, you get some clue or something, some triggers. Either you, by using your all 5 senses, you feel or see or touch, some sort of trigger. And that trigger will let your mind recollect your physical, mental, or emotional behavioral pattern. We all are basically our pattern. We do consistently certain things. And then the mind will tell you that you will get some pleasure, some positive stimulus, some reward, maza aayega. And then you take action, and then there is a loop. So some craving, you get a trigger, you take action, you get reward. Now, this is how our mind traps us in doing something regularly, repeatedly, whether we want it or not. If there's a craving, we just do it. Now, this is what is, I like the quotation. We first make our habits, and then our habit makes us. It could be related to your money, health, family, work, whatsoever it is. Just reflect upon. I request you that make a list of your all habits. And when you see your habits in terms of, for example, money, what exactly habitually you do, you will see, I have done it, that whatsoever is the current reality of money or finance because of some of your habits, anything, whatsoever, all the spheres of your life, if you see, there are certain habits, and that's giving you the reality. Now, getting rid of bad habits, it is easy. What I have experienced, if you can see my screen, habit, if you improve, if you delete certain things, for example, just for the sake of convenience of understanding, drop H of habit, still it's a bit. You removed H, but still a bit. You remove A, but still it's a bit. It's there. You remove B, still it's there, it. So just to realize, it is challenging. We have to keep on doing efforts consistently, repeatedly. Then only we can get rid of this. Now, what experts says, it works either with punishment or rewards. Now, punishment, one of the example I gave it to you, that keep a currency note of any habits if you really want to get rid of that, and tell yourself, I will not do this. If you think that action is your bad habit, I will not do this. And if I do this, I will tear this currency note. Believe me, you will do once or twice. The third time, your mind will stop you to do that. You say, no, get up, do this. If not, you'll get pain. Or some rewards. The rewards should be so powerful that you really feel that, yes, that's going to make a big difference in your life. Otherwise, it's very challenging to change the habits. Now, other thing I wanted to all reflect on this, do a self-reflection. This is what I explained to students, that what kind of outcomes do you want from your life as a student or wherever you are now? We are mature adult, but still we have some desires. We expect something to get it. So what exactly I'm expecting, the outcomes, the result, the final things. And to get that, we have to become the person like this. Like, for example, if you see the recently, and I must consider again for the Argentina, the captain Messi. I mean, he got the World Cup to the country, but the person, if you see his charismatic personality, his expertise in the game, how it has happened. So if you have certain understanding, you want to become someone or something, then you have to become the person. As Sukdeepak Malvi always say that being, you have to change your being. And when you change your being, then only you can become someone. And then only you can get all the desires fulfilled. And that's how the universe helps. It's all about help. But for that, you have to create the habits and think every day that, am I becoming the person like this? And if this is a situation, what exactly the person will be doing at this moment? Now, as I give the example of many people available here every morning behind the camera. Now, if they are really serious, believe me, they'll come on camera. They will interact. They will ask questions to Sukdeepak Malvi. They will clarify the doubts. If not, be comfortable. There'll not be any change. So self-introspection is important. Now, this is what the table I use to breaking bad habits, in case you do have. Make a list. What are the habits which is I am doing unconsciously and not giving me the positive outcomes? Take responsibility. Nitim, I'm coming back to that question, is that if the person is not responsible enough, and if I am not taking responsibility with my commitment that I will change this habit, it will not happen. And when I say that be responsible, take commitment or be committed, we have to tell our mind a powerful reason that why I want to quit, why I want to leave this habit. What are the powerful reasons? And understand that what are the triggers you have? Why do you do that? And then repeat the new behavior. Very good example yesterday, Gunandan sir had mentioned that. Just example of thumb. If we keep on repeating, we get mastered. Now, breaking a habit is like uprooting a large oak tree. This is a statement from an expert. If you really want to break bad habit, it's like uprooting a large. It is possible, but it takes time. And it is possible to do it gradually, little bit, little bit, little bit. Now today, it is 617th episode. If I recollect, and most of you, the earlier days of EMC, and the way I listened to Vetri, Rama sir, Niti ma'am, and all, even Shakti ji, you know, we are changing bit by bit by bit by bit every day. Still, it's very challenging, but with baby steps, experts say that if we keep on doing, definitely we can uproot the large oak tree also. And creating a good habit is like cultivating a small little sapling. So both things in empowering morning conversations with Sukdeepak Malvi, this is what we do. We shift ourselves from default mode to create mode by bit, uprooting the bad habits of our thinking, the way we think, or in other words, unlearning whatever we had learned, and then cultivating a new things little by little by little by little by. And that's the power of empowering morning conversations. If you attend regularly, if you listen attentively, and you take action, you can shift yourself from default to create mode. But to really uproot the large oak tree or the bad habits, you need the awareness, and you get it here in empowering morning conversation. You need to have the courage. You get the support from your friends, you all present here, and you develop the commitment and consistency. Without action, nothing happens. And creating good habits takes care, patience, and a realistic expectation. You can't make donkey a horse. It will remain as is. So be realistic. And then moving further, this is the slide I like most, which I would like Sabino to look into that. And Niti ma'am, for you as well. See, if we really want to become high achiever, extraordinary, then we have to have the complete clarity, what exactly I want from my life. And every moment, be enthusiastic, be in that energy mode, because when you are enthusiastic, your mind will not take you back to lethargy, because you are in the action mode. And be in the urgent mode. When you are in the urgent mode, you don't have time to think and go to default mode. You are looking forward. You are active, alert. What is next? What is next? What is next? But when you are not in the urgent mode, your mind will take you back to the comfort zone. And then externally enhance your productivity. See what the action you are doing, how much productivity you are getting, and be authentic, be in the allowance, genuine. If you don't know anything, don't do anything. If you want to know something, you want to know something, and have courage to face the challenges, difficulties, and the pain. And as Sukdeepak sir always say that we are the slaves of our habits. And how? Because your mind is a beautiful servant, but a dangerous master. Because once you become the slaves of your habit, and mind say that be there, comfortable, enjoy, be pleasurable, don't come on the camera, enjoy while sitting, just listen, forget it later, then you are trapped. Remember, your mind is a beautiful servant. Whatever you say, he will do. Whatever you say, it will accept. Whether it is real or fake, mind doesn't know. But if you tell this is what it is, it accepts. Choice is, of course, yours. Whether you want to come on camera, whether you want to be behind the camera, whether you want to just participate or not participate. But Sukdeepak Malwai is doing efforts every morning. He is bringing value to us every morning. And we are definitely blessed to have him in our life and learning something new to change ourselves into a better human being. And that is possible only through developing, cultivating the positive habits by ensuring that we don't get trapped into certain actions, habits, which are putting us in the default mode. But with the new habits, positive thoughts, we come into the create mode, where we see the possibilities and keep on asking what else is possible. So thank you so much. With this, I would like to conclude my session on mind habits. And I would like to thank you, Guru Nandan Singh, for yesterday's session. It was a great session. And let's commit ourselves, friends, in this August gathering of 30 people. I do appreciate and respect your presence. Please make commitment to yourself to list down your habits, whatsoever you have. Make some efforts. List down your habits and reflect upon that. Are these habits helping me? If yes, good. If not, think and make a commitment, take responsibility and change it. If you have any difficulties, contact Sukdeepak Malwai. He is very accessible, reachable. Just connect him. Ask him, sir, I have this problem. How can I get rid of this? And he will help you. So thank you so much for patience, listening. And then I'll hand over to Shakti ji. Or you want to ask something, ma'am?
Yes,
In
sir.
case you have any question, I'm here to answer.
Yes, sir. It's an amazing session, sir. Amazing. Thank you so much. Sir, can you
Yeah,
please share the...
Sorry.
Yes, sir, Sinaji, please go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry, I forgot.
No worries, sir.
I say habit starts as a thread. If you keep adding more thread, it turns into a rope which is too hard to break. I just wanted to share that.
Yeah, very valid point, Hasina ji. I think Ashok sir wants to say something, Shakti ji. Let's
Yes,
give
please,
chance
sir.
to Ashok sir. Good morning, sir.
Can I? Yeah. See, nature has something to do with natural, which is inborn or comes down through the generations. Habit is a man-made. Now, as you said, that we are in a position to convert our habit into a nature. So my takeaway from this session is convert habit into a nature. So not only you, but even the next generation is benefited.
Wonderful thoughts, sir. Great. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You know, that's the benefit of being by the presence of experts, experience like Ashok sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And it's a very valid point, sir. If through our habits we create in our nature, that's why I think I remember another quotation that habit is not something, but excellence is not an habit. It is the way of living your life. So if you keep on doing certain things in an effective manner, you become excellent. And if the excellence becomes your nature, as you rightly mentioned, it will transfer to our next generation. Very positive and very valid point, sir. Thank you. That's my also takeaway. Thank you,
Yeah,
sir.
I want to share one thing, Kanai sir, here. First of all, awesome session. Thank you so much for such wonderful thoughts. And
but sir, sorry for interrupting you, sir. Sorry for we have a habit here to raise hand and then speak. So
sorry.
if you don't mind, let's give a chance to early hand raisers, if you don't mind. And now it's turn of Shakti ji, then Rashmi ji. So please, sir, don't mind it.
Session, sir. It's so useful. Please share the slide with us later, sir. We do have, actually, we try to change the habit, but once it's become uncomfortable, and then we are giving up. In between, we are giving up. Most of the times we are doing that. It's like we started, it's going, but once we have started facing some challenges, we are giving up. At that time, what kind of things we can do it, sir? It's kind of reward or punishments? How to get rid of that habit,
yeah.
sir?
Giving up is another interference, as I remember, Sukdeepak Malwai has said that. So that time, you have to keep yourself motivated and remind yourself that why you have started certain things. And giving up of definitely is not the word in our dictionary, especially all the members of Empowering Morning Conversations. We are not the people of giving up. We are always in the alert action mode. So if something is not happening, let's observe what's stopping, and then identify the blockers, interference, and then kick them out. Never ever give up. So keep yourself in the enthusiastic mode of being and motivated. And what I do normally is that I don't lose faith. So when you have the commitment and faith, then it is possible to get it.
Amazing.
So be faithful and be committed and have courage. You have the courage, then universe will help.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Amazing, sir.
Let's listen from Rashmi ji.
I'm sorry, it's a bit noisy in my background, but I hope I'm audible.
Yes, ma'am. It's loud and clear. Please go ahead.
Okay, just a thought that comes to my mind is that it is a necessity to really look at ourselves, to be aware of how we want to go and take the next step, because just coming to the previous point made by I think Sabino ji, if I'm not mistaken, was on nature and natural becoming and nature. So if you look at chimpanzees, they know how to react to a lion, but they don't know how to react to somebody with a gun, and therefore they are going extinct. So if we don't adapt, we don't change with times, we don't, reflect and take time to understand what is happening around us and be with those times and adapt to ourselves, it is also something that is going to cost us in our lives, maybe in terms of relationships, productivity, even things as big as the environment challenge that we are facing, which again comes down to the habits that we have developed, which are not able to change. So I really, really appreciate the session today, and it's given me a lot of insights and thoughts. And this is again a topic that I'm studying quite deeply, and about how to adapt, what are the adaptive challenges we ourselves have in our lives, and how to inculcate those habits, those new behaviors that will be more resonating with the future that we want to see. So thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. What I have learned, ma'am, that the environment wherever we are, and I remember Sukhdeepak Malwai sir had mentioned that we get influenced because of the energy of other human beings as well. So if someone is really struggling to change certain things, then experts, they say that change your environment, not necessarily the place, but change something. So if you change the environment, there is a possibility that you can get the different kinds of energy. So thank you so much. We'll now go to Gurunandan Singh sir. Sorry for sir. Please go ahead.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. And I do realize that's a good habit to raise hand and then speak. Thank you so much. The session was really amazing, and remedies was very good. It reminds me of a poem. It reminds me of a small phrase which I inculcated, and it is very useful. It says, take me, train me. Take me, train me, be firm with me, and I will place the world at your feet. Be easy with me, and I will destroy you. Who am I? I am a habit.
Oh, very good.
Right?
Wonderful. Thank you, sir. Thank you so
That's
much.
how it takes it. Thank you so much.
Can
Thank
you
you
type in the chat box, sir? Or I would like to share, if possible, also share in our WhatsApp group, because these kind of powerful thoughts help us to change our thought pattern. So thank you so much. Let's listen from our expert, Mr. Rama. Then, yes, sir.
Good morning, Kunanji. This is not my question, Sabino's question, that should thought accompany physical habit? So he has written in the chat box. Maybe you didn't look at it. Just
should
the
thought
thought accompany physical habit?
Well, what my understanding is that when we talk about habit, it is something which we do repeatedly. And this repetition can be also just thinking, just thoughts, creation of thoughts, not necessarily the physical activity. So habits can be our way of thinking or our way of taking action. So it's not necessarily only the physical activities. I have seen many people, they always have a thinking pattern negatively, or as Sukhdeepak Malwai say, that being judgmental. Everything is just giving the point of view by being judgmental, that, oh, he is like that, she's like that, just by our thoughts. So our habitual way of thinking, if it is not appropriate, if it is full of judgment, if there's no allowance, if there's no vulnerability, if there's no respect for others, if there's no trust, then it's not going to give the productive outcome. Of course, when we take certain action, like just very good example here, people are coming here, attending the EMC, not taking action of switching on camera, but they are thinking certain things. Oh, if I come on camera, I will look bad. What people will think about me? I'm not well dressed. I'm sleeping on my bed. So such thoughts are there, and that thoughts will remain as is. But if you take action, so it is two separate things. We become habitual of our thinking, thought patterns, and if we take action, then that process becomes stronger, because emotions, mind, and the body and the sensation, as Sukdeep Malwai always say, that's the complete package. So what we think, what we feel, and what we take action, then we create of a being which resonate and have the alliance with the universe. And then we shape up ourselves in a wonderful human being, whatsoever we want to become. So I hope this answers the question. If not, we'll ask this to Sukdeep Malwai tomorrow. I invite Sabino to attend tomorrow's session. Our mentor, Mr. Sukdeep Malwai, will be here to answer most of your questions, which are definitely tough questions for me to answer. Thank you so much, Press.
Thank you, Kunanji. Just to add to that, see, mind and body are very much interlinked. So whatever the thought we have, there is a corresponding linkage with the body.
Yeah.
So intrinsically, there is a connection. Whatever you think, there is a action on the body also. So if you are more aware and conscious, then we can take the action like you said. So then it becomes, the habit becomes much more powerful. But intrinsically, there is a linkage between the thought and the body. So when you think about something very profound and very interesting, your body will be erect, it will be much more active, and vice versa. If you think something bad, your body will go down or something like that. So just wanted to bring that connection. Thank you, Kunanji.
Yeah, I do agree, sir, a very valid point. And I remember that every thoughts, I think I had read somewhere, every thought, it creates certain sort of chemicals. It secretes, the mind secretes certain sort of chemicals. And that's why we get sensation. And if you recollect, so Deepak sir always mentioned that what is emotion? A thought in the mind and sensation in the body. So thought is there and it is secreting certain chemicals. And then we are getting sensation in the body. And as you rightly mentioned, it is interlinked. And even experts say that neurons are not only in your mind, it has connectivity to your heart and other parts of the body. So everything starts with thought. That's what I have learned, because our thoughts become emotions, our emotions become our words, words become our habit, habit becomes our value, and then value becomes our destiny or whatsoever outcome we are expecting, or it happens. So thank you so much, sir, for a very valid point. Okay, so do we have time? I think Shanti ji, you want to say something? Shanti ma'am, please go ahead.
Yes, the trigger, the trigger, what you have mentioned is the thought portion of that habit. As Sabino wants to know that the thought pattern is the coup. The coup, the thought comes first, but this happens in a very unconscious way. It's not very conscious that we do not know that there is a thought behind this habit. So the trigger, the coup part is the thought part of the habit. Like the drinker, a drunkard, or a cigarette smoker, he gets the coup. He gets that trigger to smoke. So the trigger comes in the body. The trigger creates a thought in him to go and have a cigarette, and he starts smoking. Likewise, if you don't want to get up early, the thought comes that it pacifies you to be on the bed, so we can sleep for some more time, for 5 minutes. The thought comes, then you lie down. The thought comes before that action. So thought and the action, the habit is related.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for explanation.
And I want to say one more thing of Sakti. It's easy to start a new habit, but it is very difficult to continue with that habit. It is because of the power of environment. The environment is not conducive to continue the habit. Likewise, when if you want to start a habit of walking or doing exercise, you do it for 3 days. Third day, the environment, the bed, we don't want to get up early because we have that laziness. We cannot break that laziness. Once if you break the laziness, the environment, the bed makes you to remain comfortable. You don't, okay, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. You're postponing that. The procrastination comes here. So you have to cut down that, continue a good habit. You have to make it easy to follow the habit. As Sir told that make it easy, and sorry, it's just opposite to Guru Nandan ji said. It's like, I don't know how to explain it. That is, you make the environment conducive that you continue with the habit.
You have to be firm with it.
Firm with it, yes, firm with it, correct. The opposite side, the bad habit, the new good habit. You have to firm with it. I will get up this time, that's it. You have to be firm with it. Then you can continue. Then it will become automatic and you can continue with that habit. For to be firm, the environment should be conducive to follow the habit. That is, you get for that. If you want to do exercises, you find a new friend and ask him to push you up, or you join with the person who has that habit, who is regularly walking. You will also go ask him to give a call that I am going for walking now, please come with me. Then you will automatically go with him.
I think it's a very valid point. Change the environment, change the people, new energy.
Be firm with it.
Be firm with that. Take responsibility, have courage, commitment. Thank you so much. So, where is Vetri? Shall we close the session? Or
Yes,
before that, may I request Niti ma'am, if she is there? She has left. Okay.
No, she's here, sir.
She's here. So, can you summarize today's session, Niti ma'am, short, and then we close this?
Very, very interesting session we've had today. We've discussed how we create our own habits and then we live a limited life within the comfort of our old habits. And through today's session, we've been exposed consciously to understanding how we can break free of this limited lifestyle and develop new habits, how to develop new habits, how to break free of old, non-fruitful, non-giving habits to cultivate new habits, and how this is going to take us on to achieving the desired life that we are all striving to achieve. So our habits plays a very important role. We've also understood the clear distinction of where habits come in and where it is the nature, and how cultivating new habits and positive thoughts is also part of cultivating a new habit. Being a possibility seeker is also a new habit that we are all being cultivating for the last 617 sessions. And if we can do this, we can do a lot more in our personal lives and we can achieve a lot more. So thank you, sir, for all the tips. Thank you for all the suggestions, how to work around our obstacles and overcome it. Now, I don't think any of us have a valid reason for not breaking of an old habit and cultivating a new habit. On that note, sir, then we can wind up.
Yeah, thank you so much. The most appropriate 2 lines which is coming to my mind, I request Hasina ma'am to translate that. अंधेरे अंधेरे जाते नहीं सिर्फ सोच लेने से, अंधेरे जाते नहीं सिर्फ सोच लेने से, चिराग खुद नहीं जलता, जलाना पड़ता है.
The darkness doesn't go just by itself. You have to light a lamp to see that the darkness goes. You have to make some effort.
Yeah. So it's good to attend these kind of sessions, but ultimately it's up to us to take action. Ultimately, it's up to us to switch on the camera, come on the camera, ask questions, or at least say goodbye. Anyway, take care. Have a great day. Stay safe, stay blessed, and looking forward for tomorrow's session with the Sukhdeepak Malwai. Another empowering morning conversations. Stay safe, stay blessed, and be happy wherever you are.
Excellent session, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Take care.